roots in 2008.
Well, I was going to say, you kind of took the words out of my mouth, that they started this project with a big bang. They had a house, what you see left of it behind me here, that is in the way of what's going to be the yard. This is going to be where they work on the trains for this thing. So they decided that they could get the media out and get some people out, too, if they did it with a bang. That's exactly what they did. There was a big crowd in the tent over here that walked morning when they took a 3-bedroom home, and it blew up. We'll show it to you. How to get rid of a house in a hurry. This was all that's left. They'll be taking this away in a couple of days. By 1989, there will be, as I said, a yard here, a 21-mile light rail system that'll go from way up in Silicon Valley, almost in Sunnyvale, down to Almaden, and all of the people around here that have been working on it for a number of years, for about 15 years, are real happy.
Yeah, people that organize this surely know how to get a story on here.
Oh, they do. It works.
Thank you, Dick. Others for peace continue their
development. This one expects to get well past the halfway point. Construction is already underway. The ceremony was a formality. But the proposal to build a light rail system in the South Bay has not been without controversy. Small business owners here in the downtown area shudder at the thought of the potential loss during the construction period.
Our commitment is to make sure that you have access to each one of those streets, even during the construction project, so that there'll be a lane open down the street, even during the middle of our construction projects. We're going to bend over backwards to protect the little business people.
The $400 million light rail system is expected to transport more than 40,000 people a day from Blossom Valley in the IBM area, eventually past downtown onto Great America, and finally to Moffett Field in Lockheed. It's expected to have the first section finished by 1986 and the other half year. San Jose, Vigo Chacon, Channel 7 News.
And San Jose's light rail system is the first one in the nation to receive money from that 5-cent a gallon increase on gasoline taxes.
The state-of-the-art transit
near Great America. A host of dignitaries attended today's ceremony marking the beginning of construction of the light rail system, a system that planners say is based on the principle of survival.
Together, we can make urban civilization work. We can make things like the Guadalupe Corridor happen. We can provide for our children a city, a valley, an environment where they can have all the benefits that we've enjoyed.
And while everyone enjoyed what County Supervisor Rod Dearden called their moment of triumph, there is more work to be done because there are plans to extend the system beyond the original 21-mile line.
Those are already and it would be our fondest hope to see some of those under construction, even before this current construction project is completed.
The corridor is the first light rail project to receive federal funding in 8 years. That funding coming in part from the nickel-a-gallon gas tax. And the administrator of the Urban Mass Transportation Administration says federal funding was approved because 50% of the cost is coming from local and state governments.
A community's desire, need for mass transit is directly related to its willingness to pay for a part of that system. Santa Clara County is one of the nation's leaders in dedicating a portion of its local sales tax to support transit service for its citizens. These are the kinds of local activities the Reagan administration endorses and applauds, and this is the kind of involvement we look at very closely in considering any new systems.
This rail system had an unusual beginning with a non-traditional groundbreaking.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
It's taken 11 years of planning to reach this point. It will be more than 4 years before the entire system is operational. Construction will begin here, and in coming months, ground will be broken at 4 other locations as well. In Santa Clara County, Judy Peterson, News 11.
Quite the groundbreaking, I think everybody would agree. Well, while support for the light rail system is widespread, it is not unanimous. A group of People for Efficient Transportation says the corridor is a colossal waste of money. Shelley Williams, a spokesman for that group, has joined us now live from his office in Saratoga. Mr. Williams, thank you for joining us. And are you saying that San Jose Jose ought to build freeways right now instead of this kind of mass transit.
Maggie, yes, I do. The groundbreaking today on the Guadalupe corridor is the worst mistake in the county's history. We're spending over $30 million specifically on the Guadalupe corridor. It really adds up to $727 million by the time that you add in the expressway with it too. And we get so much more money, so much more transportation for $1, Maggie, if we will use it instead into freeway use instead of into light rail use.
Mr. Williams, San Jose is getting a reputation similar to Los Angeles. We're becoming a city of freeways. I mean, is that the kind of reputation we're looking for?
No, of course not. But what we do need to do is to address the problems and address them directly. We've dodged the problems in the Guadalupe corridor. We've dodged the problems on, for instance, 101. At Ford Road, we've got South Valley Freeway coming in next month, and it's coming in for 2 lanes only between Tully and Capitol. And 101 is the #1 corridor in the San Jose area.
Excuse me for interrupting, but as you know, right now, it is a little bit easier to get money for mass transit than it is to get money for freeway systems. How do you propose we get all this money we need for freeways?
Maggie, all you have to do is just ask for it. If Norm Edwards can get us the money that he's gotten us on this tunable trolley type idea with only something like about 1,772 people riding it in the corridor for bus route number 75, the hospital to Alviso, he should certainly be able to get us a lot more money for a freeway in the area here.
Okay, so what is your group's next step? Are you still trying to stop this project? As we understand it, legally, it is going ahead.
It is going ahead. It's going before the federal court in San Francisco, I believe, in April. And Maggie, I think the date is April the 27th for the trial.
Mr. Williams, thank you much for spending some time with us tonight.
Thank you for being on your program.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we'll be keeping you up to date on the actions of people for efficient transportation.
Having your luck with can't relax and then giving it to you, boom.
This is my first. It was really something, I'll tell you now.
But now you're probably wondering why somebody's house got blown up. Well, it's an old house. The county owns it. And most important, it's in the way of something the county has been waiting a long time for. New light rail system. This is the county where voters said no to BART and fought a bus system almost as hard. So politicians consider it a major victory that after years of effort, they've cornered enough federal money to return streetcars to the South Bay. It's a $400 million system that will stretch from Sunnyvale to the Almaden Valley. That house is making way for a train yard. But in the midst of all this, the commission that doles out the cash for such projects is now threatening to withdraw the $58 million startup money. San Francisco Supervisor Quentin Kopp is the commission chairman. He says boosters may have exaggerated the level of local support. Officials here disagree.
We've got just tremendous support. We've had an election on it. 85% of the people voted in favor.
Nobody here seems very concerned about Quentin Kopp. They all came here for a real blow. What they got. In San Jose, I'm Dick Currier, News Center 4.
They say Supervisor Quentin Kopp will